Hello and welcome to this quick tour through the new streamlined GoalStormer Lite interface. Now when you log in, you'll be presented with the new look, and here's a welcome screen which just talks you through some of the new features, and you can click on the next buttons. Hide this so that it disappears from view, or if you don't want to see it again, just click the Don't Show Again button. So we're going to hide it, and here you can see that I have a progress bar. For me, I'm Sam, logged in here, and this is showing me how many of the steps that I've got live I've done. So I've done 21% of them. If I want to, I can click on my name, and I can see all of the different goals which are available to me with a little bit of a progress bar there. And if I click on these, I can dig in, I can see the steps within the goal. So there I've got my goal here, and these are the steps that are within the goal. And I can add a new step in here, or I can edit the goal as well if I want to change things like the reason I care, or the due date, or anything like that. So that's how I see all of my different goals. Now, I can also show color coding, and this uses, as you can see, it's gone all colorful. We've got orange for steps which have been done, but done after the deadline. Dark green for steps which have been done ahead of the deadline, so early, and there's a light green colour as well for steps which have been done on time. And anything that's overdue goes red like this, and that's true for steps as well. So you can see here's a green step that's been done. Here's a blue step which is currently live and it is not overdue. There's a key down at the bottom here that shows you all of those things. So that very quickly allows me to see where the steps are that I need to look at. Now you'll notice a red dot over here as well. This is a red, amber or green light which shows up depending on whether I've got any steps which are overdue, that's red, any steps which have been done but late, which is amber, and then if all my steps are on time or live, then that's green. So as much as possible we want to try and keep that green. Now that's very well for managing your own goals, but if you're part of a group, like a mastermind group for example, then if you find the group in the selector here and click go, now what we're seeing is all the members in this group with a relative bar chart. So you can see Mr. Middle here has got more steps to do, so he's got a longer bar chart. And here I am, Sam, I've got fewer steps, so a shorter bar. But actually, there's also a percentage here, so I've done 50%, and Mr. Middle has done 66%. So we can see that what our relative progress is, as well as who's taken on lots and lots of goals. And we can do the color coding again, so you can see that now these have gone green, and if we have a look in here, we still have the goals, so Mr. Middle's goals, and if I scroll down, I can see my goals. And it's the same color coding that's used. And you can see in this group, the Advanced Bakers Mastermind group, all of my steps are either done or are still waiting to be done, so I've got a green light here. So you can see that if we're reviewing the group progress, that we can very quickly see that I'm doing pretty well here. And again, if it's Mr. Middle's goals, I can see the steps, but I obviously can't go in and edit them because they're not mine. I can only go in and edit my own steps and goals. If I want to add a new goal, I just click the new goal button here, and I'll be walked through creating my new goal here. So I can answer these questions and just go through, pick an end date for the goal, and I'd be entering information there if it was important. And if I'm in a group, I can attach and share, if I want, this new goal with the group so that it appears for everyone who's in that group. If I don't tick that box, then the other members won't see my goal. And then I just go through and I add in steps there and call them whatever I want. If I want to, I can set a start and an end date for those. And when I'm finished, I click create this goal and a new goal will appear. Other things I can do, I can look at groups, I can see which groups I belong to. So here are my groups here. If I'm a pro, I can manage groups, and I can also find and request to join different groups. So if I search for something in here, we can see here's the Drive members group, and I could put a reason for wanting to join here. So maybe I'm a new Drive member, and click request to join. And what happens there is the group owner will receive an email saying that there's a new request for their group, and they can go in and they can accept me as a member of the group. And what that means, once that's all been done, is that I can find that new group in this list here, and I can have a look at the different group members and their different goals. So here's a different group, there's me, and there's a different person as well. So we can see that there are different goals in this group compared to the other group that we were in. So that's how we work with groups. And I can also change my profile, so I can change the details of my name. I can put in a link to my own website. I can choose the different subscription levels. I can also decide whether I want to have emails either daily or weekly, and I can have either a full or a short format email. So lots and lots of detail or just a small amount of detail, and I can pick the day and time that I want, the approximate time that I want the email to come out. And I can also check my privacy here as well and update all of those things. So when I'm finished, I can go back home. And if you ever need to switch to the full console, this is where you get the full power of GoalStormer. You can click on here and you'll see the familiar, if you've used this environment, all of the different lists and cards and things, and all the full power of GoalStormer is in here. If I want to switch back, on the home board here, dashboard, I click on the Lite UI, and here we are back in the new streamlined interface. You also have a momentum chart here, so when you do good things like set or achieve goals or steps, this goes up, but it decays over time so that you can see how engaged you are with your goals and with doing things. If you ever need help again, under the menu here, just click on help and you'll see these welcome screens again. And when you're finished, you can log out. And that is the new streamlined GoalStormer interface.